Oh man, I just lined up in basically 1 hour of pure shitstorm. And then I got to the front and they said, no, we don't do tickets to Sape. So we were at the wrong place. But we sorted it out. We came to the right place and there was literally 2 people in line. It would have been nice to get the right place originally, but we found it. This is the boat. We're going to Bima, the island of Bima. It's about an 8-hour ferry. And this video is all about traveling, transportation in Indonesia. We're going ferry, we're going local kind of bus, and we're actually gonna hit the airport as well and do a little bit about flying. Let's go do this, Sarah. You ready for this? Sarah sometimes gets a little seasick. And yesterday was her birthday, so wish her a happy birthday in the comments below. And we'll see if the hangover gets to her and she pukes. Stay tuned.
Tarik pendek. Kencangkan.
So we're about halfway through our journey. It's supposed to be about 8 hours. I think it's gonna be less than that, which is good, but we did start late. It was about an hour late. That kind of sucks, but we're moving now. I'm hanging out up at the upper deck. Sarah and I got a spot in the shade. This side over here is just quieter, so that's why I'm recording here, but it's too sunny. To sit here in the sun for a long time would be terrible because that sun is really hot. So we basically have 3 levels. The first level has big trucks in it with cargo. People don't hang out down there. I don't know if you're allowed to or not. I went down there for a walk, but nobody was down there. And then the next level is kind of the lounge area with seats. There's some mats they put down on the floor. Right now they're watching the Arnold Schwarzenegger film Commando. And they also have a little snack bar. It's kind of hot down there. If you don't come early, you're not gonna get a seat. And then there's the upper deck, which is where we decided to park ourselves, which I think was a good decision. We got a nice breeze. It's a little hot if you're in the sun, but if you can find a shady spot, then it's the best place to be, I think. Plus, you get to see the view. So this trip cost us around $6. $6 for 6 to 8 hours. Now keep in mind, all the ships are gonna be a little different. There's a ton of them throughout Indonesia. There were bigger ships. I'm sure there's smaller ones as well. But I think this is pretty standard. This is kind of the main deck area. There's tons of room up here, but it's all out in the sun, so people aren't sitting out here. You can see this island here is the island of Komodo, where the Komodo Dragons are. It's a big, huge island. And then we got another island over here that we're basically going to go around and arrive at our destination, hopefully within about 3 to 4 hours. Sorry? Roof? Yeah, I got space between me and this girl. So we're in a taxi right now. We're headed to the airport, and I thought, why not talk a little bit about taxis? Because they're a bit of an adventure here too. We don't have the traditional taxi that you hail, that's marked. They do have those, I'm sure, probably in Jakarta. But a lot of the towns we're going through, it's just unmarked cars that sometimes they roll up and ask you if you want to ride, or they say, where are you going? Oh, look at this. Horses. We saw a lot of those in this town. This is. This town is just like horse-drawn carriages with people in the back. It's wild. This town has really given us an idea of what Indonesia is like outside of the tourist towns, and it's completely wacko. I wouldn't say wacko. Let me take that word back.
Yeah.
It just it's been different. In Bali, there are actually signs that say no meter taxis, no Uber, no Grab taxi. You know, the country's got the whole taxi mafia kind of thing going on. The taxi's controlled by a group of people. They set the prices. So they protested Uber and was successful. The government caved and kind of said it was illegal, but it's not really illegal. It's just they pushed against it, I guess. And you have to be careful if you do want to take them, because the taxi drivers will get pissed, and like the Uber drivers won't go into the airports. They'll drop you off outside the airport. They're very like secretive about it. We're headed to the airport. How many kilometers did you say it was? 15 kilometers, and we're paying 120. 120 is 13 bucks, about $13 for 11 kilometers, which, yeah, that's kind of expensive, I think, for Southeast Asia. I'm sure we're getting tourist prices, but we're tourists, so I guess that's fair. This is going to be a small, tiny airport, domestic only, so it'll give you an idea of what like the local airports are like. All right, here we are in the airport, and you can see this is the airport. That is all. It's very tiny. I find the flights in Indonesia to be okay. There's a lot of small, tiny airports because it's obviously islands, so you can either take the ferry across or you can take a plane. You do get a lot of delays on the flights here, whether it's because of the weather or, I don't know. The last time we got delayed 2 hours, and I don't know why. It said the flight came in late, but it was like 2 hours late, and the flight itself was only 45 minutes or something. So now we could have taken a bus to Lombok, but it would be 24 hours. I don't know the condition of the bus. It could have been like the last one we took, and that just sounds terrible. So we opted for the flight, which is a half hour, and it was only 35 bucks total. It's cheap enough that, you know, I'm not wasting an entire 24-hour day and paying maybe an extra 25 to 30 bucks. So if you are coming here, I would look into the flights, see what your options are, because little jumps on planes aren't that expensive.
That's not good. It's supposed to go through this.
It's not gonna stop me from hitting the roof. We hit turbulence.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to take off. Please make sure your seatbelt is clear. Thank you.